into Sipp, the ultimate podcast for football fanatics in the great state of Mississippi.
Touchdown!
Each week, we're diving deep into the heart of Mississippi's football culture, from the Friday Night Lights to the big leagues.
Ready? Break!
Join us as we bring you exclusive interviews with former players, legendary coaches, and passionate fans from communities across the Magnolia State. From jaw-dropping plays to unforgettable moments, we're here to celebrate everything that makes football in Mississippi special.
Doesn't matter what's happened before today. Today's a brand new day. It's a brand new season.
So grab your popcorn and settle in, because Gridiron Talk into Sipp is about to kick off.
Let's go!
Let's go! 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 Let's hold up. Get ready for some gridiron greatness.
All right, we're here with the first episode of Gridiron Talk in the Sipp, man. I got a very special guest with me here today. Got D'Arthur Cowan, man, a high school state champion, a national champion in college, a dedicated father, and one of the legends of Olive Branch High School on the field. You want to give a brief introduction of who you are?
Yes, sir. KJ, appreciate you for having me on, man. It's an honor. D'Arthur Cowan, played at Olive Branch High School for 4 years. Man, it's been a pleasure playing there. Grew up playing Senior League football in Memphis. I've been surrounded by, man, greats my entire life. Like I say, it's an honor to be able to come out of high school. I played collegiate ball at the University of Arkansas for 2 years. Unfortunate situation where I had to sit out for 2 years and end up going to a Division II, Texas A&M University Commerce, and it's been that ever since. So, yep.
All right, so you mentioned you was playing football in Memphis, Little League?
Yeah.
So is that where you from?
I'm originally from Olive Branch, born and raised, but most of my time I would say I grew up in Memphis because that's where I played football. That's where I ran around as a little kid. So,
So did your parents get you involved in football, or what made you start playing football?
Man, my cousin Kendall, my Uncle George, we was just playing football in the yard. Man, he was like, well, bring them out there, come try it out. And, my very first practice, man, I wish I had my mama here to tell you, but, man, I wanted to quit my first football practice. I seen them guys out there hitting, and, I told Coach, man, I quit. Then I was just sitting on the sideline. My mom came up. She's like, what you doing on the sideline? And Coach walked up, told him, well, he told me he quit. So, went with that. Then, she was like, well, nah, I paid all this money. You better go back out there and run around and go hit somebody, get your uniform dirty. Started crying. And my grandma, rest in peace to her, pulled me to the side. She's like, if I could pay your mama her money back, I would, but I can't. So you got to make the best of it. I went out there, got that first piece of contact, and it's been love ever since.
Okay. So that was the first sport you started playing, football, or was you doing something else?
That was my first sport. I wouldn't say that's the first sport I love. Long story short, I wanted to quit football going into my freshman year of high school because I thought basketball was the way, but man, it just turned out football was one of those keys to that door for me. So I stuck with it, and just like they say, practice make better. So I stuck with it.
Yeah. What made you? What gave you the thought of like football is my thing? Like, was it ninth grade when you started playing? You felt like you was just better at football, or what was it?
That's a tough question.
Or did you start getting recruited early on, or like, what made you say football that's my thing?
I always thought I was a decent player. Like, if anybody know me, I'm humble. When we step on that football field, it's a total different story. But that love, really, that passion for it, to want to continue to play football was a little bit after ninth grade, going into 10th grade, man. Started working my way into the lineup. Like, yeah, this is something I want to do. When I first got that first phone call from Mississippi State, I think that's what, sealed everything. And I want to, continue to play football, try to build off that and get more offers. So I really started going harder from that point.
So what grade was you in when you first started getting to college and started checking you out?
The end of my 10th grade year going to my junior year.
So you was playing varsity your 10th grade year?
Yeah.
Okay, at Olive Branch.
Olive Branch.
6A, man. That's a bit big. It's big though. Playing as a sophomore at Olive Branch. During that time, Olive Branch was a powerhouse.
Yeah.
So so who was the first school that hit you up, like saying that, you know, checking you out? They were looking at you.
Mississippi State coach Angelo Mirando was the receiver coach at that time at Mississippi State. I never forget, I was just sitting on the couch, you know, having a casual conversation with my mom, phone call, you know, on the phone, Starkville, Mississippi number. I'm not knowing who it is. I answer, you know, whoop-de-whoop, this coach Angelo from Mississippi State. Have seen a lot of, you know, film on you, a lot of great things. You know, I would like to come down, have a conversation with you and your mom, but with this phone call we having right now, we want to offer you a scholarship. Once they did that, man, I got out the phone with him. Man, I was, you know, almost in tears of joy because this is something that I'm not knowing I'm working hard for. It's paying off at an early age. So, man, there was eye-opener right there. Then after that phone call, more phone calls start coming in and stuff. So it's like I said, it's been a humbling experience. It was a great experience actually. So, but it's a lot as we, you know, go on with this podcast. It'll get deeper that I love to open up about.
All right. So when Mississippi State offered you, was it like the summertime or was it after the season? Or it was 10th grade, right?
End of my 10th grade year, going to
year. So I'm sure other colleges started hitting you up right after that.
Right after that.
So who was the other school? I saw you had offers from Alabama and Memphis and Southern Miss and all that. What made you end up choosing Arkansas?
Yeah.
So after that, what other schools started hitting you up after that?
Man, it was crazy. After that one phone call, they just, like I said, they started coming in. I think my second offer was from Memphis. My third one came from Arkansas. Once I got that offer, I wanted to shut it down because I'm knowing Arkansas at that time was a Power 5 school. Going into my freshman year there, we were ranked number 5 in the nation. As everyone know at that time with Bobby Petrino, Arkansas was a passing school. And as a receiver, that's your dream, want to go to a passing school. So like I said, I wanted to cut the whole recruiting process off after that. I finally made that decision going into my senior year that summer to go ahead to finally commit at the Dandy Dozen interviews out there. So, man, like I said, after that offer, they just kept rolling in. What shocked me the most is when Arkansas State offered. At that time, Houston Nutt was at Ole Miss. Like I said, I got offered by Mississippi State. Ole Miss, I wasn't even looked at by Ole Miss. But Coach Hugh Freeze, that was at A-State, offered me. Then I got a phone call out the blue. Hey, man, it's Coach Freeze. I'm taking a new job offer. Don't know where it right now, but, hey, when I get to where I'm going, I'm calling you. You know, I didn't think nothing of it, you know, just going summer workouts and everything. Then I get a phone call. Coach Freeze is now at Ole Miss. Offered me a scholarship at Ole Miss. So that was a wild process right there. Summer of going into my senior year, we went to Alabama. You may know because we, Coach Sampson, how they used to do us every summer, we're going on 7-on-7 trips. That was mandatory for us being a, you know, power school, I guess, like Olive Branch, how it is. And we're going to pass the ball, and it's something we love to do. And we went on those trips for that. We get out there to Alabama, and we're going into the next day. They come knock on the door of the hotel room bright and early in the morning. Hey, we need to get you up and go to the stadium for, you know, a workout. You know, I'm waking up out my sleep. I don't like getting woke up out my sleep, but, you know, me and Samson, I think Coach Poole, a few other coaches just went up there. I'm doing an individual workout, just doing regular wide receiver drills, running routes, not knowing that the OC is upstairs watching the whole time. After the workout, he comes down. Well, hey, we want to offer you a full scholarship. And that right there.
At Alabama?
That Alabama, once you get, I guess you get offered by Alabama anywhere in the state of the world, it's like you're solidified. But I never let that go to my head. I just kept working. You know, my mom always told me, just be humble, keep praying. You know, everything will work itself out, so.
That's crazy. So you got your offer based. You was going to a 7-on-7. And they want to do a private workout with you.
Yeah.
See, a lot of high school players don't know. Hey, when it's your time to show, you gotta be ready.
You be ready. And what's crazy? And what's crazy about that? Devin Mundy ended up coming to Olive Branch. Will Gross was a quarterback at Melrose. Both of them were at Melrose at that time. They were out there too doing individual workouts. Mundy ended up coming to Olive Branch after that whole little fact. So that was for that to manifest and happen like that, I didn't know him. We didn't know each other. None of that. But, he ended up coming to Olive Branch, man. But just, seeing other guys get it in and knowing I got it in too, man, now that I think about it, man, it was a wonderful process.
Man, yeah. So that was your junior year going into your senior year?
Yeah, going into my senior year.
Okay, cool. So when that happened, did you say I'm thinking about going to Bama, or did you say I'm gonna still stick with Arkansas?
In the back of my mind, Arkansas was too sweet. I just couldn't let up off it. They called every day. Coach Tim Horton, who recruited me, he made sure I wasn't thinking of any other school. He called each and other day. Basketball season, Coach Petrino and Coach Horton came during basketball season, sit in and watch basketball practice. I think they made it. Yeah, they made it more of a. They didn't make it a recruiting process for me. They made it feel like at home. I think probably every 2 weeks or whatever it was, I was going up to Fayetteville, making that 5-hour drive. It was more so home during the recruiting process. Going through the recruiting process, a lot of schools like to feed you ice cream and cake. But when you get there, it's not that sweet. Yeah. But like I said, Arkansas, they made it easy for me to decide on that school. Alabama being Alabama, and of that stature, I guess they felt like it was, it's them. They don't have to recruit. I know they came to a game when we played Horn Lake High at Horn Lake, talked to the, receiver coach there. But it really wasn't like any other conversation with any other schools. They just offered, maybe heard from them a time or two, and that was it. So,
yeah. So that was going into your senior year. So your senior year, you won a high school state championship in 6A. That's the top of at the time. That was high as you can get in Mississippi, 6A, and you won a state championship. Before y'all won that state championship, did you already know that y'all had the team that could do that? Going into the season, did you think Olive Branch really could? Did you? Because at that time, I don't think Olive Branch ever won a state championship. No. So that's the first and I think only state championship Olive Branch won. Mm. But going into the season, did you say, we probably gonna win state this year?
Man, I got so many backstories on that. Honestly, truly, not in my heart, but in everyone's heart on that team that played with us from 7th grade, knew that we were, for one, to get over that hump to win state, we had to beat South Panola. I think that was our main goal from middle school. Once we played them in 8th grade and we beat them then, hey, we know we're going to get it done. We're going to be the first at Olive Branch. If it don't happen before us, we're going to be the first to win state. Yeah. Leonard Piggies, his dad used to have us work out. We used to go to the DAC here off Hacks Cross. Hey, man, these guys going to be they're going to be the guys that do it. He seen the vision before. We knew it, but, he also knew before then, man, these guys going to be for one, they're going to beat South Panola. The boys going to get it done when they're in high school. They're going to win state. And throughout that process, man, the coaches believed more than us than we did in ourselves, too. So, man, we running gases in the middle of the summer heat. We saying this and that, man, win, stuff to keep us motivated. Guys falling back behind. We pushing them. We pushed each other. And I think that's what really did it for us. We had a brother-like bond from middle school. A few of us, we call ourselves the Brotherhood. Man, almost every Friday after every game, we spending the night at Leonard House. We doing this and doing that together, man. Church and stuff together, man. We really believed in each other and pushed each other to want to win. So, therefore we won. It was a great experience, man. I probably never cried like that a day in my life when we won that game. And how we won was crazy. But at the end of the day, it's in the books. It's in the records. So, it was bound for us to win. So
So I know y'all went like 15-0 this regular season, right?
Yeah.
Or the full season. So did y'all play at Sapanola in the playoffs?
We didn't get a chance to play Sapanola.
But y'all played them in the regular season.
Yeah, regular season.
So take me back to that Sapanola game. That was probably the first time in forever that y'all beat. Probably in a long time y'all beat Sapanola.
Yeah.
So take me back to the game. Did y'all go in? Did coach give y'all a crazy pregame speech, or what got y'all pumped up for that game? They helped y'all get that victory.
I think it was just a rival that was already, just been set in stone for years. I know years prior to that, maybe a year before or two, MUS beat them. But that's a school out of Tennessee. In Mississippi, a team has not beat them in years. But going into that, man, it was a game plan Coach Sampson put together. He was like, man, if y'all just listen, stick to this, we going to do what we can, get up ahead, and let our defense seal this game. Offense knew what we had to do. It's been plays. We usually spread out, but, man, we had different formations and everything. Had me going in motion, something I wasn't used to, doing. But we switched the game plan up a little bit, but we still, kept to our basics. We got ahead, like he said. Milk the clock, do what we can. Let's win this ball game. Let the defense do it. And that's what they did, man.
Y'all got it done.
Got it done.
So y'all beat them. Y'all knew y'all probably was gonna win state.
Yeah.
That,
Once we
did,
did,
it gave you the confidence to say, "Oh yeah, we won state." Yeah. Okay. So once y'all got to the playoffs, y'all ran through them teams. Was it any team in the playoff that y'all, if you feel like y'all were gonna lose to, or you just kind of feel like everybody was a breeze going in the playoffs?
I wouldn't say it was a breeze. It was a team we met twice this season. It was the first game of the season in North Ave, which was Madison Central.
Yeah.
I think that first game, it was tough, came down to the wire, but we pulled it off. Later on during the season, we played them again. It was another tough game, but this time was more of a pull-up. We actually, caught on and got it done early. But that year we had a few games that came down to the wire, and I think it's just the will to want to win. And man, it's like I said, when you got a roster full of not teammates, but a roster full of brothers that believe in each other, man, you can do a whole lot. So with that season, coming to an end, man, I'm grateful to have a ring that says Olive Branch, man, 15-0. It's an unbelievable feeling. It still feels surreal. So.
Yeah. So that state championship game, a lot of people say Olive Branch cheated. Y'all won. Yeah. So if I'm not mistaken, Pedal, y'all playing Pedal, and they kicked the game-winning field goal and made it.
Yeah.
So after that, and it was at the end of the game, no time on the clock, right? They kicked it and made the field goal, and it was a penalty on the field, and I guess the penalty, the flag at the time, you had to re-kick it. I guess.
Yeah.
So do you feel like the refs cheated it, or do you think, hey, that was the rules?
That was God.
Yeah.
Man, it was.
I ain't never seen nothing like that before.
Yeah,
like,
me neither.
You had to redo it. You couldn't decline the call.
Yeah, you had to re-kick
it.
And they moved it up.
And he ended up missing the next one.
And they moved it up like 10 yards, and he still missed it. Man, it was a sideline. I think once he made that field goal, tears started running down people's faces like, sorry, Jimmy, but everybody was mad at you, big dog, once he jumped off sides. But when they threw the flag and, reset the ball, and, man, some of us couldn't even watch. I watched, but I thought it went in, but next thing you know, crowd roaring, people running down, like, hold on, we won. And next thing you know, those tears of sadness turned to tears of joy so fast, and we probably ran around that field more that night than that whole season, man. It was just nonstop joy. When we made it back to Olive Branch, it was still going on that entire morning. So it was a great feeling.
I know it was a great feeling. But so after that game, did you play basketball this spring, or did you say I'm finna go and lock in, get ready to go to Arkansas?
Yeah, I played basketball.
So you played your senior year?
Yeah, I went on to finish. I couldn't, that's something I wanted to do. Like I said, I always loved to play basketball. I wanted to quit football my freshman year. I want to say this too. AAU coach I played with, Coach Stringer, Coach Kimball, played on that AAU team, man. He wanted me to transfer to Ridgeway. I actually went up there, you know, in the summer, practiced with the basketball team.
The summer before your senior year?
That was going into my freshman year.
Okay.
That's how I wanted to quit, you know, football. Yeah. And I was, you know, that's not a good decision because I feel like it can all work out at Olive Branch. So, long story short, man, I couldn't give up basketball my senior year because I actually loved that. That was one of my first loves, basketball. That's right, yeah. And so, you know, but football was just a better way out for me. So I can't dribble with my right hand. So it's a lot of skills that I don't have in basketball that I got in football. So that's why I took that way out. But, man, yeah, I just couldn't go out my senior year without playing basketball, doing something I wanted to do. And it was a joy. We actually got close to trying to go to state. But, you know, man, like playing for Rumby was a good experience. So,
with that much amount of love for basketball, did you think, hey, I want to play basketball at Arkansas since you was playing football?
Yeah.
Did that ever come across your mind?
Yeah, it came across my mind plenty of times, man. We used to go to the rec. My roommate, Brandon Lewis, played at Ridgeway. Man, we used to go to the rec, go against those guys that hoop for Arkansas, me and him and a few other guys. My guy Keontae Minor, Rohan Gaines, a few of us, man. We used to hoop against those guys, and we used to give buckets. Anybody in the rec got buckets from us, and, you know, maybe y'all need to try out whoop-de-whoop, and, you know.
Did you ever try out?
No, man.
Basketball?
No, head coach wouldn't let us, you know, do something like that. So if we, you
football
know,
head coach.
We get hurt, you know, that's messing up our chances and stuff like that. They don't want nothing else to take away from football and stuff like that. So it was nothing but study hall and football. Yeah.
So do you think coaches should, if you going to a college D1 and you playing a sport, do you think they should let their players, hey, or, you know, encourage them to go and play another sport or run track or basketball?
I honestly believe they should, because if that's a God-given talent that they're blessed with, man, let that kid maximize their ability to do what they're blessed, you know, with. Whether that's play football, run track, soccer, with baseball, whatever it is, man. If they have more tools in their arsenal, man, let them use it, because not only is that helping them on this side of the lines, but it's helping them on, you know, in other sports and helping other people. If I have a player that can make this player better doing this, make this player better doing that, I'm gonna let this man do what he do, and, you know, go make others better in different sports. It's Deion Sanders, you know, different guys like that, you know. So
I agree with it, because I mean, some players just as good in football and basketball and track. They just as good. They an elite player at all sports.
Well,
so, and a lot of coaches I know in college, they say, hey, I don't want you playing no other sport because, you know, you get hurt. But I feel like sometimes that could hurt the player, because you may be. I done played with some guys who were so fast in college, and, you know, they could have probably went to the Olympics in track. But, you know, coach said, hey, I don't want you doing nothing else but football. And they, you know, may not even made it in football. So I agree with that. So when you got to Arkansas, when you started going to practice and everything like that, was this what you expected, or was you like, these guys better than I thought, or were you like, I'm really that guy out here?
Like I say, I'm a humble player. When we step on that field, I'm a different type of animal. But I can say it's honestly, you know, what I thought it'd be. It was so much competition from day one. I was one of those guys. I'm not finna hop up first in the line. I'm already an observative guy. I was maybe going last or whatever. Coach like, man, get up front. I want to see you up front and stuff like that. Other guys hopping up front. I wasn't that type of guy to try to take anybody's shine. Or, you know, of course I'm gonna work and do what I'm supposed to do and do my job, but I'm not finna try to take this man's shine or, you know, have any ill will towards anything or what was going on. In my back of my mind, like, yeah, some guys is trying to hop in front to show, you know, prove themselves, you know, over me. And I want, you know, the person I am, man, we're going to work, we're going to get better together. That's how I am. That's how we operated in high school. That's how I'm going to continue to operate. I operate like that now, but, Man, it was a different story when I got to high school because it was some stuff we did in high school, and we got to college. It was a whole different story. But man, but yeah, it was a whole different story of how things operate out there. It shows you how to work. I wouldn't say what you were working for, but it shows you a lot between the lines. Being around guys that are similar, because when you get to college, you know, well, I say this, being in high school, when you go from being one of the best on your team or best in your position room, when you get to college, it's a total different story. You can look up here as guys that are ahead of you, older guys, upperclassmen. These guys have been in the system. They know the system. You don't know the system from nothing. So you learning. You want to learn the system, but guys, you can have guys that don't want to teach you the system because they trying to get theirs. Yeah. So that kind of makes it hard. But like I said, it's a long learning process. But me, I always had a chip on my shoulder. Like I say, I'm humble, but I always had a chip on my shoulder. I felt like I had something to prove. You know, I didn't want to go up there and, you know, hey, be riding the bench. My goal was to come in and try to play, not start right away, but I definitely wanted to get in rotation. But the decision came right before the season. Hey, we want to, you know, sit you out this first year in red shirt. I didn't have no problem with it at all at that time, having that conversation, because, you know, in the back, you know, having that conversation, I'm believing in the process. I'm believing in that. But when I left up out there and went in the room, man, I was like, hold on, this don't sit right with me. I got this chip on my shoulder too big. Like, I don't want to sit out. But now that I, you know, think about it, yeah, that may have been one of the best decisions I could have, you know, made. But 4 or 5 games into the season, they pulled my red shirt. So I think that came from having that chip too, but I was working so hard that they didn't have no other choice but to pull it.
So your freshman year, how many people, was there anybody that played as a true freshman? I know you redshirted and they pulled it, but was it, because usually, from my understanding, from me, my playing experience, if you played as a true freshman, most of them guys probably went pro.
Yeah.
But did anybody play as a true freshman your freshman year?
I think it was a few guys that did, but most of that class, they got redshirted. Most of those guys went to the NFL.
Yeah.
It's a few guys that went, that played as a true freshman that didn't make it to the NFL. Yeah. So it was kind of backwards. Yeah. It was a backwards process, you know, seeing guys where they at, you know, now and stuff, from, you know, being redshirted and playing as a true freshman. I think some of the guys that did play as a true freshman should be in the NFL. Mm-hmm. Definitely should. But, you know, how that system changed, it changed a whole lot. And I think a lot of guys from that point, after the coaching changed, few guys left, but then also, you know, the passion of the game left too. So it left with them. So, yeah.
Do you regret playing? Because technically you played as a true freshman too. Mm-hmm. So do you regret them pulling your red shirt, and now you just lost 5 games? You say them games now you lost. Do you regret them? Would you rather just stay red shirt that whole freshman year? Man,
some choices I done made in life that I don't regret. I think that's one of them, because I never would have learned any lesson I know, you know, been through these past few years. With that happening, like I said, with that chip on my shoulder, it's a lot that came with it. Like I said, those choices, it got deeper after that point. So, man, I wouldn't say you couldn't tell me nothing, but, man, playing as a true freshman, or, you know, even getting that red shirt pull, you know, I risked it all for 2 catches. I felt great, you know, but, you know, to come down to it, man, at the end of my freshman year, I'm in the record books for kickoff returns and stuff like this. Mm-hmm. So, man, you know, I'll praise to God for, you know, that situation, because I learned a lot. If I can go back in time, I would, and change that and sit out for that year, because it could have been beneficial later on in my career. I may have not had to go to a Division II school or whatever. Maybe my chances of going to another D1 school would have been higher or whatever. Mm-hmm. So,
all right. So after that season, did you going into your second year at Arkansas? Did you feel like I'm gonna be that guy?
I did.
And was you that top receiver? Because you played as a true freshman, so obviously they see something in you that they want to make you that guy.
Yeah.
So was you like, oh, this finna be my year? I'm finna go on the ball out. What was on your mind going into your second year at Arkansas?
My second year is when it got real. That's when it all got real. Had a few guys in front of me, maybe second string, you know, going into fall camp. Well, you second, third on the depth chart. But my guy, good friend, Demetrius Wilson, man, Javante Herndon, I played with guys, Keon Hatcher. I had Drew Morgan, a room full of guys. But going into that, my sophomore year, my guy Demetrius tore his ACL almost midway maybe, or right before the season started during fall camp. So next man up. Continue to work hard. I'm not saying I'm starting, but I know if I keep working, I got a high possibility, a high chance of, going for this job or whatever, Of course, when things not adding up off the field, it don't add up on the field. So, I blame myself for a lot of things. But man, it didn't stop the work ethic. I think those coaches knew the potential I had. But at that time, there was the coaching change that came. With that being said, man, it all came down to like maybe 2 weeks before the season started. Maybe I think the last 2 weeks, our last scrimmage before the season started. Unfortunate situation. Doing warm-ups for a scrimmage, I broke my foot. And that set me out for like 6 weeks, maybe 7 weeks until we played Texas A&M. Thought I was ready to come back that game. I suited up, but I just wasn't ready. So I think I came back week 7 or week 8. So, but man, that did it for me. That kind of took all my momentum and confidence away. Not, man, I'm looking great going into the season. I gained weight, everything looking up. But then that unfortunate situation really, after that, it went downhill for me.
Okay. So, going into your second year, what was the new coaching staff right then?
Yeah.
Did you see anything different from that coaching staff than your previous coaching staff with Coach Petrino? Because you were Coach Bielman your second year, right?
Yeah, Bielman.
So, what change did you see when he became the head coach?
For one, the system changed. We went from a passing school to a ground and pound school. Man, I think receivers really, you supposed to block, but I don't think,
All right, so when there was a coaching change at Arkansas, did it make you feel like, man, I don't even want to play here no more? Or did you want to go with Petrino? Did Petrino hit you up and say, I want you to come with me? What was on your mind at the time when y'all got that coaching change?
I wish Petrino would have hit me up and wanted me to come with him, but I think when we had that coaching change, I wanted to get out of there. A few friends of mine transferred, had that conversation with my mom about leaving, but basically told me to thug it on out. And that's what I did. Like I said, with that coaching change, there was a few coaches pulling for me, so a few that was against me. But, I couldn't let me, get me down or anything. I continued to work. But at the same time, it was a lot of stuff going off the field that was happening off the field that was hindering me on the field. So, I take full accountability for my actions and stuff. So, but like I said, I enjoyed it, man, with that head coach. Maybe I didn't have his best interest and he didn't have mine. And that's that on that. Won't get in, deep into that. At the end of the day, he's still a great coach. He's still coaching now. So yeah, man. Like I said, it was a rough process with the coaching change. It's a system change for sure, but also it's a lot changed within myself during that process.
All right. So, what led to you leaving Arkansas? I know there's a lot of rumors out there saying, "Hey, he left because he wasn't finna play, or he left he wasn't good enough, or he left for," there's so many different other kind of rumors out there. So what really what's the real reason why you left Arkansas?
I lost focus. That's the main reason. I lost focus. Man, being at that level of football in the SEC, that's the pinnacle of it all right there. Man, you get caught up into the life of it, being a collegiate football player with the lifestyle that come with it, man. I think that's what it was. I got too complacent. Got caught up into the lifestyle, party here and there. Like I say, I take full accountability for, things I've done. Like I say, man, football is one of those, it's a life thing. You can learn a lot, through the lines. And like I say, what you do off the field correlates to what you do on the field. And I wasn't handling my business on the field. So it came down to me not, playing and stuff like that. My grades dropped below a certain, grade point average. On my exit way out, that meeting I had with the head coach, man, you can go here, go to a JUCO, graduate, get your associate's degree, have a 2.5. We'll love to have you back. My response is like, I'm okay. I'm leaving. It is what it is. I don't want to come back. So that was that situation like that. So, man, but it's a lot that like I said, I take accountability for. But yeah, everything that happened, it was all on me.
Okay. So once you, I guess your grade point, GPA got down to a certain point, that's what they advise you do, just go to a JUCO?
Yeah.
Or they didn't? Okay. Yeah. And they said they'll have you back after you, because back then there wasn't no transfer portal.
Yeah, right.
So most folks, they went JUCO after they left a D1 school. So what made you choose Texas A&M Commerce? And
the crazy thing about that, he signed off to where I couldn't go to a SEC school. Okay. And so,
so they didn't release you. So back then, could you transfer to a SEC school from a SEC school? How was the route? Because I don't think you could. You have did that? I don't think you could. I
couldn't have with the transfer part, or how everything is set up these days, man. You can go anywhere in the country, but back then, if the coach didn't want you to go somewhere, that's all they had to do was sign off on it. You couldn't go to whatever schools they had down.
So could you go to another Division I, like Power 5? Like, could you go to a Ole Miss or something like that?
I wouldn't say. I'm not too sure. You know,
I don't think you could back then. Though you had to sit out a year.
Yeah, I had to sit out a year. I actually had a few opportunities when I left for Arkansas. Got a chance to talk with the University of Memphis coaching staff. Coach Porter was the head coach at that time. Their relationship goes beyond football. Family, they've been like friends of the family for years. So I think my mom and aunt and a few cousins grew up with those coaches and stuff like that. So it was like a family thing going up there. Cincinnati came here in Olive Branch when I stayed. When I moved back, sat on the couch with me and my aunt and her boyfriend discussing coming to Cincinnati. The thing was I had to sit out for a year. Then, to get everything taken care of. I think it was like a gray shirt. I'm not sure. But I had to get out, sit out, take care of my business, get to be eligible, then have a year of eligibility left. The more I thought about that process, had another coach, another friend of the family hit me up that was at an NAIA school. He wanted me to come there. Didn't have to do, too much of anything, just get enrolled, come up there and, play ball because, the requirements were pretty different. But, he hit me up. Probably not a month later, he was getting another coaching job. I'm going to a school in Texas. When I get there, I'll be sure to let the coaching staff know. He did exactly that, which was Texas A&M University Commerce. They had me come on a visit. Ever since I went on that visit, I did my research on the school. This is where I wanted to go. But as I set out, my clock was still ticking. So with that being said, when I finally went back to A&M Commerce, with me being a 2-year non-participant, I didn't have to go back to JUCO or have to do make any requirements. I just had to show up. And that's exactly what I did. And ever since then, I went on that visit. Man, that's where I wanted to be.
Yeah. So going into your sophomore year back in Arkansas, you went into your sophomore year, and after there, that was your last. This fall was your last time in Arkansas.
That summer, going into that summer.
Going into
2014.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was your last time at Arkansas. So that next fall, you set out. You didn't play football at all.
Yeah, 2014. That fall, 2015, I sat at home and I went to Texas to Commerce in 2016. Yep.
Okay. Went there and got there. You played one season there or two seasons?
Two seasons.
So you got there. How was it when you got there? Was it a huge difference than Arkansas? How was it translating your game from Arkansas out, to A&M Commerce?
Man, I'm not gonna downplay Division II ball. If you have a chance, if you don't get the opportunity to go play Division I football, Division II is not a bad place to go play ball. Man, it's a lot of great players that came, that come from Division II schools that, get an opportunity to continue their career in the NFL. I played against a lot of dogs. I practice with dogs every day. Like I said, mentioned earlier, this was off the camera. Man, that team was full of like Division I guys. But man, it was a difference, between game and, the speed of the game. Playing Division I, the speed of the game is totally different. But, going to that Division II school, it was more, slowed down, but also it's still the game of football. You still got to go out there, strap up, play like you on Division I level. So I don't think it was much of a drop there. Like I say, I won't downplay it because, man, that being at Commerce was the best times of my career. I strived as a player, so definitely more than I did at Arkansas.
All right, your first year at Texas A&M Commerce, how was it? How many games? Did y'all win a lot of games? Did y'all have a good team? How was it there?
Yeah, man, we had a great team. I think that first year was a building block for us. Going into that second year, I would say we just didn't get over that hump for that very last game. We definitely had a chance to go, beyond in the playoffs or whatever, to go win a national, but unfortunate situation. I believe we got cheated out of the game. We won conference then. A team we played early on through that season, Midwestern, we kind of, if they beat us fair and square, they beat us. But, at the end of it, if we, they don't want Commerce to win up there in Texas, man. Like, Commerce is like Olive Branch out here. So, man, Division II level Commerce run a lot in Texas. It's a lot of teams that want to see Commerce down. I believe that's what happened. But like I said, that season was a building stone for definitely my senior year.
What was the team that ended up beating y'all that year?
Midwestern.
Midwestern, okay.
No, I take that back. Midwestern did beat us later on that season. We lost to Grand Valley State.
Okay, the playoffs.
In the playoffs.
So that next season, did you feel in your heart that we were gonna win that championship? Did you feel like I had the team to win it?
Man, just like in high school.
You didn't know, or did you know?
I knew that one. That next year we added to the roster. We didn't lose anything. We added some guys, and that was the main thing. We had my guy Darian Landry, baller, go-getter, Marquise Wembley. He came during camp. Buck Wilson, Sean Hooks, Vince Hobb, Luis Perez, which is the star quarterback for the Arlington Renegades right now. Man, a couple of those guys, still playing. Man, we had a monster O-line, great defense, like around the whole board. We had a solid team, and I do then, man. If we play for each other. It was guys that didn't play for, stats. We got them, but, man, it's not about that. Let's go win. Let's go to the next game. Let's 0-0 going into the next game. Let's go. Let's lead 1-0. And that led throughout the whole season. We kept that momentum, man. We just kept building. Then once we got to the playoffs, it's like this. We had some, with the coaches going, hey, we play good in this color. Let's keep wearing this. Let's keep wearing that. So, man, it was in the back of our mind, man. We got a chance to go win Natty. Let's go get it. And that's what we did.
So I know you feel good after that.
Yeah.
National champion, leaving Arkansas, now you're a national champion. I know you feel good after that. So after winning the national championship, that was your last year, right?
Yeah, that was my last year.
No more eligibility. So your dreams was to go to NFL, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So what happened? Did y'all have pro day, or what happened after that?
We had pro day. Man, leading up to that, great friend, teammate of mine, Win, his dad, Uncle Kim, had an agent in, we'll say, Madison County. I went up there for a few weeks, trained with him, came back for pro day. I wouldn't say I did my best, but I ran through everything, did what I was supposed to do. If we talk of receiver drills, it's natural. I'm gonna go get the ball if you put it in there. A great route runner, but like I say, everybody don't make it. I just happen to be one of those guys. I'm not gonna dwell on not making it because if it's a lot of guys that if they didn't make it, they're losing their way in life. So I'm glad I caught on to that early. Like I say, if I didn't make it, that's fine. I gotta find something else. And during that time, that's when my daughter was coming about. So during that time, I had a few CFL tryouts. Tried out for Winnipeg. Also tried out for Edmonton Eskimos. I tried out for Edmonton Eskimos 2 times. The first time I actually tried out for them was my second year coming out of Arkansas here at MUS. It actually went great, man, to the point where I got invited to minicamp in Vero Beach, Florida. I think those guys wanted to sign me. I just didn't, have the proper funds to get there. Then again, at that time, he felt like the experience was a problem. But me being the player I am, experience is not a problem. It's football. But then later on, after my senior year, it was like, well, it's a different speed in the CFL. The field's wider. I don't feel like you're fast enough. So I'm like, man, it's crazy how they wanted to get me to minicamp. Back then when I was fresh, not even finished with college, my second year out, versus later on when I'm done and now I wouldn't say seasoned player, but definitely more of an experienced player, that's ready for this, pro action now. It kind of, I wouldn't say I lost my confidence after that, but it's like the passion left from me then, and it's like, man, I don't have to play football to be successful, or, be in the NFL to say I done had a great career. I had a great career, with all I've been through, and I'm proud of that. I can live with that. I sleep at night, so definitely.
So after your second year at Arkansas, you went and tried out for a CFL team?
Yeah.
They weren't against the rules or nothing back
No,
then?
I was out of college.
Oh yeah.
Basically out of college.
You was out of college.
I wasn't signing no team, no scholarship, and no anything.
So do you think by you not making a team after your time at Commerce, do you think it was because of school you were at? Because I feel like, you leaving Arkansas, that's an SEC team, so he's looking at like he's coming from Power 5 as opposed to you coming from Texas A&M Commerce. Do you think that has something to do with it, you not getting on the team?
I wouldn't say that at all, because I'm a young guy who came from Commerce, Cater Co, which is one of the, definitely in rotation, if not a starter for Miami Dolphins right now. He worked his way in, from a D2 school, and he's in the NFL now. But when it comes to things like that, it gets much deeper. It goes beyond football. When they say they do background checks, they do them. I wasn't the perfect player, on the field. Definitely not off. Drug tests here and there. I can say that. They measure your hands and size, size. Man, throughout high school, I'm thinking I'm 6'3", maybe 6'4". They put on the papers, and they measure me for pro day. I'm 6'1.5". I'm like, man, well, I can go line up in the slot, go play ball in the league, and stuff like that. But I think when it comes down to that, it gets much deeper. They, go far and beyond to get your background and, you know, everything. Of course, it's a business. They want people, you know, to do things right and stuff like that. So, you know, when you make it to the NFL, the spotlight and cameras on you 24/7. So I don't think I probably would have handled that well. So with that being said, man, I'm, you know, kind of glad, you know, I didn't, you know, make it to that point. Like I said, I'm, you know, definitely glad with how my career went. Like I say, I've enjoyed every part of the process. With me not making it over that hump, you know, that's something, you know, I'm not dwelling on or crying about every night. So
I feel you on that. So, did you have any NFL tryouts or mini camp, or did any NFL teams hit you up?
Not one.
Not one. And you
Not one.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, after graduating from A&M Commerce, what was your plans after that?
Man, what's crazy? I didn't even graduate.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got, man, maybe less than 30 hours left. And I've been out of school for so long. My mom was like, why don't you just go back and just graduate, get your, you know, some type of paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
But, man, after that point, once I realized that my dream wasn't going to come true, it was just on to the next thing. My baby, you know, 2018, she was born. I had to find something else to do. It's time to go on. It's time to move on. So I wasn't at the house, you know, working out, hoping an opportunity to come. Man, it didn't come that time. So, you know, I'm going to just, you know, go on to the next thing and worry about life right now. So, and this, it's been coming together. Life ain't perfect, but it's been coming together.
How was your mental state when you kind of came to you that I'm done playing football? I understand that post football or post college football or basketball career, people go into a big depression.
Yeah.
Like former athletes. So and some people don't bounce back. They just go straight downhill after that.
Yeah.
How was your mental state after you didn't get the NFL, make the NFL? How was your mental state at that point?
Man, like a woman having postpartum depression.
Yeah.
I can't even describe it. It's like, man, you're crying one day.
You feel like
then the next, you feel like you let everybody down. You let yourself down. Embarrassed.
Yeah.
They tell you never question God, but you question. You start to question your ability, your why. Like, man, I've been doing this my entire life. What can I do now? You know, I don't have this right now. It gets so hard, man. Like I say, you break down. You can't sleep. You cry. Find different things to cope with. Some guys, you know, turn to other stuff. And when you don't have ball, man, it's been a crutch your entire life, man. It goes downhill. I know guys that's in that position, or, you know, I don't want to say guys that's going into that position, but man, when football stops, it stops,
Yeah,
and life starts, and it's hard. So, you know, I mean, if you find you still have that passion to go coach and be around it, fine, do it. But man, if you want to still play ball, I don't think I would resort to arena football. There's nothing wrong with it, but that's just not something I'll do. Or semi-pro football, I'm not finna go in somebody's backyard and hurt myself, nothing like that. If it's not legit pro or anything like that, then it's just something I wouldn't do. Not saying this on camera for nobody to go out and do. I mean, follow your dreams. If that's something you want to do, go do it, man, by all means. But at a certain age and time, football has to stop.
Yeah. I feel you on that.
Yeah.
So, what advice do you want to give athletes who are probably in their last year of college football, and you know they may be at a Division II or Division III school or even Division I that may not make it? What advice would you give them?
The best advice I give is, man, give it all you got with the time you have left. Because like they say in high school, you play on Fridays, that's the best feeling, but you can't go back to high school. Collegiate ball is just as better. You can't go back after that last snap or last game. And you can continue your life, you know, living, you know, having regrets of, man, I should have did this on this last play. Man, I should have moved this way or did this move. And all you're going to be doing is in the mirror. When you got the opportunity to do it now on the field, practice or whatever it is, man, I say give your all until that last snap, man. And you'll be proud of yourself.
Yeah. So, and just like told you, give advice to the college guys. What about high school guys? You was a Danny Dozen. That was a top of the chart, man, in Mississippi at the time. They take the top 12 players in Mississippi in high school. And you had a successful high school career, very successful high school career. What advice would you give the high school players right now? And most high school players are hoping to play Division I football. Would you say, hey, go to D2 if they give you the opportunity to go D1, or it don't matter where you go? What advice would you want to give the high school players right now?
I'm gonna start from freshman all the way up to a senior. If you're a freshman, keep working. Sophomores, keep working, man. Work your way up. Opportunity gonna come. Like I say, never try to outshine nobody. Your work gonna speak for itself. Far as you want to get to college, man, when the offers come in, keep grinding. Don't get too complacent. Keep grinding, keep grinding, keep grinding. You never know. Like I said earlier, one phone call might lead to another phone call. Man, but never stop working. Once you're given that opportunity to go D1, D2, D3, NIA, or whatever the case may be, man, just when you get there, give it your all. Every step, do right off the field, do right on the field. A lot can happen for you. Yeah. A dream is not impossible. Just keep working.
I know you done played with some of the top players in the country. Going from high school, I know a lot of your guys you played with probably went pro. And then you went to Arkansas. I'm sure some of them guys went pro. And I'm sure some guys, like you said, was at Commerce. Some of them guys went pro. So tell me, who are the top 3 players that you've played with in your whole football career? Played with, on your own team with?
Oh, my gosh, man. If I got 3 choices, I'm going to go high school, D1, and D2. High school, I have to say my quarterback, Todd Mays. That's a given. Man, was a great overall quarterback, great guy. Kid could chunk the rock, run the ball, gonna take 10 guys to tackle him. Overall, he's great. He's a winner. So definitely Todd. Division I, man, it's a lot of guys. I played against some people, man. I played a long list, but man, if I gotta say one person, my guy Javonte Herndon was in the same receiving room at Arkansas, and I'm not just saying it because he's a great player. Dude is a well-rounded human being, and that's someone I can call right now that still got a relationship with.
What's his name again?
Javonte Herndon.
Okay, did he end up going to the league?
Yeah, he played in the league for a little minute, had a little short stint or whatever for, the Chargers. Like I said, man, dude's a great cat. Division II, I can name some guys, but I got to name my guy Buck Wilson. That was somebody, when I first got to Commerce, man, he crazy, he a wild dude, funny. Got to stick with him, but man, he came over a lot of adversity himself, going through the career, having the career he had. So I definitely got to say Buck for sure.
What position he played?
He played receiver, more so a slot. So, but he's so shifty, man. It ain't nothing he can't do.
Okay. All right. So who are the best players you played against?
In high school, I gotta give it to the Panola boys. I can name a few of those, but Tony O'Connor, definitely.
He was tough.
Tough, man. His fade ball in the air, gust of wind come across my face. I'm not finna catch the ball. You better be glad you didn't catch the ball. I'm glad I didn't, because I didn't want to get knocked out on, national TV.
I know Tony. I know the team. He was on that Sapanola team that was like #1 in the nation.
Yeah.
He was like that. I know he went on to play at Ole Miss, and so that he's the best player you played against in high school.
Like that. In full circle moment, I played same guys I played against in high school. I ended up playing against those guys in college. So, like a teammate of mine I played with, Jalen Collins, I actually played against him my freshman year at LSU while he was at LSU. I played against Tony Connor. What's his name? It's a few guys from they played on Mississippi State team. They played for South Panola. Definitely at Ole Miss. Yeah. Played a few of those guys, man. We out there. I'm on kickoff return. He on kickoff. We out there talking trash, but it's all love. Man, Ole Miss, you got Isaac Gross, man. It's a few guys, you know, and stuff like that, man. So,
they had some dogs there too.
But man, it's like I said, I just can't name one. It's a whole lot of guys, man.
What about in college? What the best players you played with? Or played against?
Played against in college. Man, I gotta. That's a tough one, man. Like I said, I can't just name one, but like if I can go down a list and players that throughout my time that was in college they played, I played against.
I know you played against some. Y'all played against Alabama, didn't it?
Man, Clinton Ha Dix, man. I played against Davion Clowney. We on kickoff, onside kick. He out there talking smack to us with his shoulder pads and stuff up and everything.
You played against Clowney.
Man, these guys had grills in. Crazy process. I mean, we played against a few guys. I could say I played. I was on the other sideline of.
Did you play against Slay? Was he already?
Slay.
You played against?
Played against Slay.
Okay.
I played against.
He got to be one of the top guys.
Yeah, but it's just I can't name them all. It's so many guys.
He was true.
Offense, defense, man. Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham was on the other side.
You did play,
Johnny Manziel. I played in that area, man. It's a whole lot of ballers that I just can't name one. It's a whole list of them around that time frame that I played against, and it was an honor. Definitely, you know, from watching some guys on TV that actually playing against them on the other sidelines like that. That's him. So not on the fan stuff, but man, like that was a great experience. Like it was nice.
Did you beat Manziel? Y'all didn't beat them that year. Yeah, he was in.
That was actually my first game back from my foot injury. So
they were tough back.
He was real deal Johnny football.
Yeah. All right. So last question. If the transfer portal was open when you were in college, you know, you had to step down to a lower level. If the transfer portal was open when you was in college back in, what year, around 2015, 14 maybe?
Yeah.
What school would have transferred to?
Fins up. Hotty toddy.
Hotty toddy?
Yeah.
Who was the coach there?
Coach Freeze.
You would have went to Ole Miss.
And he made it so hard throughout my recruiting process in high school. I think if it was open back then, I definitely would have went on back home and stuck with Ole Miss.
Gotcha. You know who the quarterback was back then? Probably.
Was it
Chad Kelly or something? Nah.
I think it was him at one time, but it was Bo Wallace. Bo Wallace. Bo Wallace. Yep.
So you had a pretty good quarterback going to you.
Definitely.
But yeah.
Would have actually got a chance to play. Maybe I think I would have got a chance to play with.
Moncrief,
I think
Moncrief there?
Moncrief is definitely there. I don't think I would have got a chance to play with Metcalf or Brown or anything. But it's just crazy how the guy grew up down the road. So, so it's just Gridiron Talk in the Sipp, man. There's a lot going on out here.
Yeah. So before we wrap it up, anything else you want to say?
Man, if it's your dream to go play Division I football or football beyond high school or beyond college, man, give it your all. If you don't, man, you go on in life, regretting a lot of things, you wish you could have done. If you got that chance to leave it on the field, leave everything, and I mean everything. When they say it take blood, sweat, and tears to make it, it take blood, sweat, and tears. So with that being said, man, just give your all, stay motivated, trust God, man, your plan will work out.
Gotcha. All right, so there we go, man. To wrap it up, man, with D'Arthur Cowan, man, the legend in Olive Branch, Mississippi. You can check this episode out. It'll be out on Apple Podcasts, all platforms, on YouTube and all that, man. And follow this page on Instagram at Gridiron Talk MS, Gridiron Talk MS on Twitter, Instagram, and we're going to have a Facebook for it too, man. We out.